Basically, I've taken the gasket out and then removed the boot that goes over the wires. My plan is to try to reproduce this piece in flat stock, and then maybe use Flex Seal or something to bond this back onto the back of the new gasket. Short of that, I may have to come up with another solution for the boot, but we'll give it a try. These are already shot, so I don't have much to lose. So we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I've got some 1/2 millimeter thick rubber stock that I got from Amazon. I'm going to trace the shape of the old gasket onto it, probably with a silver pencil so I can see it, and then just cut it out, and hopefully we will have the start of a new gasket for the fenders. So another alternative, I made a copy of the gasket, and if I have to, I'll use that as a pattern to make a new one if my tracing idea doesn't work out. Pretty close for first prototype. Obviously need to trim some of that edge, relieve some of the pressure around the lugs for the screws. But all in all, that's a pretty good first try. So yeah, I think the idea is going to work. The edge, go all the way through, because we don't. Some downward pressure on the turn signal housing to get the rubber to compress to the right shape underneath. So I found a different way, a much simpler way to make the second part. Basically, I took the first one that I made, this one, and I laid that onto a piece of 1/2 inch, check that, 1/2 millimeter rubber, which I purchased from Amazon. And then I traced the hole locations onto the new piece, cut them out, and then took that piece of rubber, put it on the underside of the other turn signal, and then fed the wires through the fender, and then pressed down on the turn signal to get the contour, the shape on the underside, and then very carefully with a very sharp X-Acto knife, trace very carefully around the edge of the stanchion on the underside of the turn signal housing to leave a scribe line. Then bring that back to the bench, take the scribed piece of rubber, put it on your bench, and then very, very carefully with this X-Acto knife, scribe that line, 2, 3, 4 passes to get through the rubber, and then that gives you the outline, very clean outline of the rubber gasket to the underside of the turn signal. That method worked a lot quicker than the first one, where I basically traced off the old gasket with the silver pencil, cut it out with a pair of scissors. Took me forever to get it a nice clean line. Excuse me. I'll probably remake that one with the new method. I changed out the incandescent bulbs for LEDs using the procedure outlined by Alvin Jameson on his YouTube channel. Thank you, Alvin. But I wanted to make one note. If you look closely, the housing for the turn signal is canted outboard slightly, the way it sits on the fender. And so I went ahead and adjusted the rotation of the LED in the housing so that the lines of the LED would actually be vertical, square to the world. Just a little aesthetic thing that I thought might, it's a detail, but sometimes it's the details that really count. Anyways, to me it just looks better. So once again, just showing the LEDs in the housing. They fit really well. It's an easy change out, and I encourage everybody to do